Now, we are in the month of October. And in the month of October, it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And this person who I want to introduce you to, she is an awesome woman of God. She has a marvelous testimony, and it has now become her ministry. So, introducing to you Miss Speak Up and Reach Out herself, Miss Donna Hall.
Welcome to the show, my sister, my friend, Miss Donna Hall. I'm so glad you are here with us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here with you. It's such an honor, and
Yes,
God gets the glory.
yes, he
So,
does. And I want people to know why I just love you so much. We are in Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Can you share with the people why this month is so important to you?
Domestic Violence Awareness Month is so important to me because I am a domestic violence survivor. Um, Many different incidents, many years, and God saw fit to bring me through all of that. And not only that, He gave me the assignment to intercede for victims, survivors, and recently, 2 days ago, He added on abusers. So I'm
Mm,
interceding for abusers as well. It's tough. But so that's why it's so important to me. I think that domestic violence is an epidemic that is growing like wildfire, and people are afraid to talk about it. They're
mhm.
afraid to face it. And what
Yeah,
they don't know is that they can heal from it, and they can heal and they can thrive and they can live out, their best lives. But they just
yeah.
have to speak up and reach out.
Mm. Now, how did you heal from all the abuse?
Well, oh, it took years. um, my healing started as when I started to write. So I am a writer and I
Mhm,
write poetry. So
mhm,
if incidents happened, I went through the emotions of crying and blaming myself and, um, not taking responsibility for my role in things that were going on. But part of my healing was writing. And so, besides that, prayer and trusting God.
yes,
And the biggest part of my healing was removing myself and my children from the situation.
mhm,
A dangerous situation. So until I was able to remove us from that situation, I was not able to heal.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So,
That's good, having to
yeah.
remove yourself. Now,
Yes, absolutely.
you said you talked about the poetry. Now, I want to bring up that book that you wrote. Can you talk about that book? Please share with them because I read it. And when I tell you that poetry just came to life and knowing your story, can you share with them that poetry book, please?
Absolutely. So this book took years and years to write. And I honestly didn't have to even add much to it except for the ending. Because I started writing when I was in elementary school because my abuse started as a young child.
Mm,
Um, and so the book title, It Happened Yesterday, had been in my spirit for many years because when you think about something that happened yesterday, you remember it so vividly and
mm,
you can remember every detail. And it was not until I got to the end of the book that God added on a survivor's revelation.
mm,
So it happened yesterday, a survivor's revelation is the title of my book. And it just takes you through a very brief but detailed, intriguing. It's a roller coaster ride of emotions.
yes, it
But
is.
the most important thing that I will tell anybody that reads my book, Well, I'll tell them two things. Number one, don't read it while you at work. Because you're not going to be able to concentrate. And the second most important thing is that I autograph all of my books because I want people to know that at the end I win. God wins, so I win. So I
Yes.
survived. So I just want people to know that yes, I went through a lot of these things, but I
Mhm.
survived I survived all of these things. So
Yes.
that's what I want them to remember, the me that they see now,
Yes.
versus the then. So
Yes. The you that God has always seen.
yes,
Yes. Now,
yes,
in this process, you have started a company, and I love it. I love the title, Speak Up, Reach Out. Can you talk about the company, please?
absolutely. So speak up, reach out started as a slogan. It started as a slogan, because um, that's what we as victims don't do. We
Mhm.
don't speak up. We don't tell anybody. We hold it in. I held it in for many, many years. And then not only do we need to speak up, but we need to reach out for help. The help is there. So it went from a slogan, and then God added on the logo, which is the angel, the double winged angel,
Mhm.
um, butterfly. So in the middle is the butterfly, and it's an angel, and the double wings represent new life.
Mm.
So when you speak up and when you reach out, you gaining a whole new life, a
Yes.
life outside of hurt, a life outside of abuse, a life outside of anything low self-esteem, feeling helpless, hopeless. You
Mhm.
getting just a brand new start. And
Yes.
so the logo, and then so okay, and then God said, well, now what you gonna do with this logo and this slogan? You're
Mhm.
gonna turn it into a business. So
I'm
the
good.
business part of it is the motivational speaking. Okay, and so the motivational speaking, the t-shirts that have the logo that say speak up, reach out. And then so I went from there. So I've spoken at as many conferences. Now I'm doing virtual, um, virtual meetings. Um, Even so far away as a Saturday is I did a virtual meeting for women in Africa that I've
Yes.
never met, never met, but
Yes.
so this is, and God has said this is going to be worldwide. This is a worldwide epidemic, and
It
with
is.
this COVID pandemic, it has
Mm.
quadrupled in number.
Mhm. Mhm.
So you're gonna people be seeing more of me, because as the numbers grow, I have to grow. I have to be involved. I have to let people know that there is someone who is empathetic to their situation, who's been through it, not just hearing about it, but actually walk the walk. So that's
Yes.
how my business got started. My first business got started, I
Yes.
should say.
I love it. I love it. Now, do you have any advice or what would you tell, since you are the voice of an overcomer, what would you tell someone living in abuse right now?
What I would tell someone living in abuse, which actually I had this conversation yesterday with a
Mhm.
young lady who reached out to me. The first thing is, um, they have to be serious about saving themselves, saving their children, saving anybody that's involved. You have to be serious. Nobody can be serious enough to walk away but you. And
Yes.
then once you've made up your mind that, hey, this is not the life God wanted for me and for my family, then you speak up and you reach out to somebody who's been there. You speak up and you reach out to somebody who has resources or can guide you. And
Yes.
the most important thing is that the beauty in people, men and women, you know, the beauty runs so deep that you should not allow anyone to take that beauty away from you.
Hmm.
Nobody should take that beauty away from you. So
Yes.
when you serious about it, and when you serious ready to walk away from it, that's when you speak up and reach out to me, to other services. I'm always here 24/7. 20 My line is open 24/7.
How can they reach you, Sister Donna?
They
How?
can so they can reach me. I'm on Facebook, Donna M. Hall. Um, I also have my business page, Speak Up Reach Out LLC. They can reach me. My phone number 513-324-2442. Um, so
Yes.
I'm reaching, I mean, text, call, send, send a message in a bottle. However you got to get to me to save your life. That's
Yes.
what I want you to do.
However you get there, just get there if you
Just
can.
get here. Yes, absolutely. Just get
Yes.
there.
Now, what would you tell families or people who have someone who they love in that situation? What should they do?
Number one, they should support the person, not in a judgmental way. It's bad enough when you beating yourself up. You love your abuser. Every every situation I've ever been in was somebody that I loved and that was close to me.
Mm,
Okay. So it's hard for them even to accept the fact that they're somebody that they love and care about is doing this to them, and then you got family members who are judging them and making them feel worse than they already feel. We have to be supportive of them, but we also have to encourage them. And my biggest thing now, I've added on to um my motivational speaking and mentoring. Now I'm empowering these women. I'm,
yes,
I'm
yes,
empowering them. Take
yes.
your power back.
Take your
Live
power.
your best life. You are empowered to thrive.
Mm,
Empowered to thrive.
yes. Ooh, I
So,
felt it all in my soul, Donna.
so that's my coaching business. So God
Yes.
He's just putting all these businesses, and they all fall under ministry, which is they all fall under ministry. And so I have so many different avenues of ministry because I've been through so many different things. So just empowering them to thrive, take their power back, walk their best life. But they have to be ready. They have to be ready. And we can't judge them. We can't belittle them. We can't say, oh, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that. Because quite honestly,
Mm-hmm.
how many times and how many situations have we said, oh, I wouldn't take that if that was me? And
Mm,
then you took that and some and was ashamed to tell anybody because you was that main one on the line, like, oh girl, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that.
mm, mm.
Now, another thing too is very important that I will tell people, and I'm gonna go back to the book for 1 second. My book is not just about what happened to me. My book is about retaliation.
Mm,
Because I can't be transparent if I don't tell the whole truth.
mm-hmm.
So in the book, there are some things that I'm not proud of. I'm not bragging, any of that. I'm just saying that, if you're in a situation long enough, then the shoe comes on the other foot
Yes.
because you do get tired. But I
Mm-hmm.
knew God said to me, I have not given you the power to take anybody's life.
Mm,
So that's when I knew then, because I was raised in church and I knew better, and God spoke to me and said, it's time for you to go because now you ready to take over my job.
mm.
And I haven't given you that authority.
Yes.
So
I love it, Don. I
yeah.
love it. I hate that this is going to end because we could just keep on talking. But before I go, there are 5 questions that I do with everyone that you have to just answer real quick, okay? Don't
Real
think
quick.
about it. You got to do it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What's your favorite scripture?
Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Now, faith. Come on in here, Reverend. All right. What do you do in your free time?
I write. I spend time with my husband, my family. I enjoy my church family. I enjoy my grandchildren. Just enjoy life. Enjoy the life that God has blessed me with, the husband God has blessed me with, and just everything. And my sisters and their accomplishments. I'm just loving it.
You are a walking example of life after death. Okay.
Okay.
Come on. What's your biggest accomplishment?
My biggest accomplishment was saying yes to God, because I said no to him for a long time.
I wasn't ready. Okay. Special shout out. Special shout out.
My first special shout out goes to my sister, Mo Worship, Mo Gospel, for thinking of me, for being there for me, for people don't know you was there for me. You didn't even know why you was there for me. And that's a whole nother story for another day. But you was there for me, and that's why you got a special poem and a dedication in my book. You and your husband and your family, the entire O'Neill family. Shout out to your dad, overseer. I got some pictures I need to send you, but I'm gonna get to that. I can't do it yet. Your mom, I love all of y'all, our pastor, his family, my husband, my mother, my children, my friends, everybody that encouraged me, everybody that sticks by me, everybody that's there to lift me up when I'm feeling down. I just shout all of you out. I shout out the survivors of domestic abuse, the ones that were strong enough to walk away. I shout out the survivors who had to bury their loved ones. I'm shouting all of y'all out. I'm shouting out the abusers who are abusers because they were once victims, and that's all they know. But that's something new. But that's God is working on us on that. So those are my biggest shout outs at the moment.
I don't know what to do after that shout out. Have an altar call, go into prayer, go in praise and just say, I love you, Donna.
Oh, you know I love you.
Oh,
I love
I
you.
love you. I love you. And what is your quote to live by? Tell everyone your quote to live by.
My quote to live by is a quote I came up with about a month and a half ago. And I'm trying to remember it word for word, but I really can't. But I think it's when something like, even when I'm in the valley, I can still look up and see the stars.
Mm. Mm.
Even when I'm in the valley,
Even in the valley.
I can still look up and see the stars. We know that our help comes from the Lord, right?
Yes, yes. All of our help.
So even when I'm in the valley,
Mm-hmm.
crying, ugly crying, I can
Mm-hmm.
still look up and smile and see the stars, because I know I'm not going to be in the valley forever.
Not forever. It won't last always.
So even
Yes.
when you're in the valley, you can still look up and see the stars.
I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love you, my sister. Thank you for
I
being
love you
here.
more. I love you more.
And
I
we'll have
really
to do
do.
this again soon.
My pleasure.
Weren't you inspired by Miss Speak Up and Reach Out? Make sure you go support her and her ministry. We'll be right back after these messages.